Hello, welcome to this video for AWS Learning. I'm going to quickly launch two Windows servers. And so these are Windows machines, Windows 2019, and then by using user data here, I'm installing IIS server in each of them. And then finally, I'm looking to use application load balancer to balance the load between these two. It's a kind of fundamental and introductory lab to do and test to do. And we'll learn more about fundamentals in this lab. So let's do it. So you can I also copy paste the instruction in the comment for this video, and you have the instruction. So let's start. All right, to save time, I have created those 4 subnets. I have 2 private subnets for my work VPC, which is the VPC I'm using, and then they are in 1A and 1B availability zone. I also have 2 public subnets in the same work VPC. You can see all the IP version for IP block for each of them, and they are in 1A and 1B again. So in each one, in 1A availability zone, I have 1 private, 1 public subnet. In 1B, I have 1 private, 1 public subnet. To be sure that they are really public, let me go to the route tables. And let's go to the route table that are for work VPC. So the main one doesn't have internet gateway. Let's see if the other one has internet gateway. Yeah, this one has internet gateway for work VPC. Let's associate because it's not the main one, right? It's not the main one, so I have to associate subnets to this one explicitly. So let's go and associate public subnet 2 as well. So now I have 2 public subnets that are now, they are really public because they are associated to a route with internet gateway. Now for this private subnet, because I'm going to install Windows, install the web server feature on those Windows machine, so I need to connect NAT gateway to those private ones. So let's go to route table. This is NAT gateway route table for my work VPC. And then so let's edit routes. So I need to first create a NAT gateway, right? So let's go to NAT gateway first. Create a NAT gateway. So this is my NAT gateway. Subnet should be in 1 public subnet, right? So any of these public subnets can work. Public subnet 1, and then it's a public one, and then I also allocate elastic IP, and then done. So for NAT gateway is now there. Let's go to route tables. This is the route table that I have for my NAT gateway. Let's go there, edit routes. Let's say whatever goes to internet goes to my NAT gateway, and then done. And to associate subnets, I'm going to associate private subnets, private subnet 1, private subnet 2 to this NAT gateway. So in terms of subnets, now I'm done. I have 2 private subnets. They are connected to NAT gateway, and I have 2 public subnets. They are connected to internet gateway. Now let's go to instances, right? I'm going to, let's go to maybe running instances, filter running ones. Let's go to launch my first server. So this is my Server1. I'm going to choose Windows, and then for Windows I'm going to select 2019 it's like lighter version. I can go with 2.2 micro. For 2025 I go with T3 micro. Is not free 3 eligible, but for 2019 T2 micro is available. And for me, because I'm doing tests, so I don't care about the size, and the version of Windows Server 2019 is enough for me. For keeper, they are in private subnet, so no keeper. And then in terms of networking, I put them in my work VPC, and then I put the first one in first private subnet. For the public IP address, I don't need any. They are in private subnet. They are hidden. For security group, RDP is not required, so I'm changing RDP to HTTP, right? Only I need HTTP from anywhere. And then I can maybe later restrict it to only load balancer, but for now from anywhere. And then for the user data, let's go down and let's copy my user data here, copy and paste. So this is installing Windows feature IIS. Then I remove the default index page, right? And I add my own. And why? Because I'm going to first be sure that I'm doing something well from my side, and also I like to also add one environmental variable, which is the computer name. For my load balancer purposes, I like to see if I can toggle between those machines. So let's start and launch. This is the first one. Let's go to the second one. So this is Server2, Windows machine again. And let's go to Windows 2019 base. Then 2.2 micro is available for that. I don't need any keeper, so no, proceed without the keeper. For networking, let's go to work VPC. I put it in second private subnet, so private subnet 2, this is good. No public IP address. And then in terms of security group, I only need HTTP from anywhere or 0, and I'm good. Now in terms of user data, I go to advanced details and all the way down. Here is the user data, and done. So we should wait for these web servers, because the point is it takes time for these Windows servers to install and then do everything. But I can go to my load balancing services and create my first load balancer. Okay, so let's go to load balancers. Let's create a load balancer, application load balancer, create. So this is my application load balancer, internet facing. It goes on work VPC, and when we are in, the reason that I've created 2 public subnets in 2 availability zones is here. They said that select at least 2 availability zones and 1 subnet per zone. Load balancer routes traffic to targets in these availability zones only. So in one zone, 1A zone, I have 1 public subnet, and on the other I have other public subnet. And then this is private, public, yeah, I saw those errors. So public, and we are good. So 2 availability zones, 2 public subnets, we are good. For the security groups, we'll check it later to be sure that it has all the required rules. For the listener, HTTP 80 is fine. Let's go to create a target, and that target is now type is instances. This is my target group, and then so HTTP 80, and then instances, which is good. VPC is work VPC, and then health check goes to the like the root, and then we are good. Can go to next. And then in terms of registered targets, I have Server1 and Server2 as the targets. Still they are not, installation is not finished, so I can include them and I can create a target group, but as you see still they have 0 healthy, right? It should be 2 finally. So it seems that target group is fine. Let's come back to continue creating load balancers. So if I refresh it, then I can select my target group and we can leave the rest of them as it is. So finally I have one internet based application load balancer into availability zones, 2 public subnets, 1 target group, HTTP, and that's great. So we should wait for these target groups to have 2 healthy targets. It takes time because these are Windows and they install those features. So I'm going on pause, and then before going on pause, let's check something. It's important. Let's go to load balancer, let's go to security and the security group. Let's see if everything is good. So I should add HTTP, right? Because finally the load balancer should balance HTTP from like anywhere, so anywhere. So I've added this one. So save rules. I guess now security group is okay. For load balancer is fine, and only thing is that we should go to the load balancer again, target groups, and we should wait for the target group to have 2 healthy instances. So I'm going to make a pause now. Alright, so we have 2 healthy targets here now, and let's go and let's come back to the load balancer. This is the DNS name for the load balancer, and hopefully I can go so this is like HTTPS. I need to remove that. So this is now done, right? As you see here, I have one EC2. This is the name of the machine, right? First machine. So remember this one, 7EE. If I refresh the page, then it goes to another web server, right? So 69L7. So they toggle between these 2. It seems that the so let me make it bigger. That's good. So between these 2, right, it shows that the load balancer works between these 2 servers. Okay, so let's come back to the targets, and then actually I need to refresh it to have those 2 healthy. Yep. And then everything is fine. We could finish this this lab, and we could test application load balancer with 2 Windows servers in private subnets. They are hidden from the internet. And then for the user data, I use this user data to install IIS web server or web server features on Windows servers. Okay, I hope you enjoyed this one, and thank you.